Hello, my name is LaShawna Williams, the Success Navigator, CEO of Women's Journey to Success, and a Senior Director of Financial Analyst for a Fortune 500 company. Today, I want to tell you a story about myself because I've ranted off a lot of titles. I ranted off, I own a business, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a career professional, I'm an executive. But what you don't see is the woman who was once the caterpillar, who was once that caterpillar who didn't love herself enough to know her self-worth, who devalued her self-image and had no self-confidence. I allowed the words of others to shape who I was. When I was a little girl, I heard a conversation where someone, well, my mother's friends, more exact, told me that I was never going to be anything. I was never going to be a success, that I was only destined to be a welfare mom, uneducated, and just another statistic. And I believed that. I held that on as my truth. I went throughout life thinking that I was never going to be a success. I was never going to be anything. And I struggled and worked really hard to prove them wrong. And then there was the caterpillar was still unworthy of the love from another. With the absence of my father, I sought love in all the wrong places. I allowed men to devalue me, to treat me as if I was a sale item. Not the couture piece that you see today, but a sale item. And so I was physically abused, I was mentally abused, and I was verbally abused. I was told that I wasn't enough, I wasn't pretty, I was this, I was that, and I believed those words. And so I took that on. So not only was my self-image shattered, where I thought I wasn't going to be a success, my self-worth was depleted. I felt like I wasn't worthy of anyone's love, that I had to do whatever it took to get and get the love from another. And then my self-confidence was non-existent. I thought that one day somebody was going to figure out that I wasn't intelligent, that I wasn't smart, and that I didn't belong. When I was in college and all throughout my years in corporate America, I thought they were going to find out. And so I wore the masks of a confident woman. I wore the mask of somebody who valued herself and who could strut her stuff. I wore the mask of someone who was successful. But inside, there was an internal struggle. I hid all of this, all of the pain, all of the suffering behind my smile. A smile that was it was empty. But I was hiding the pain until I couldn't hide it any longer, until I contemplated taking my own life. And that was the time when I turned this thing around. And I sought the help of someone, from a therapist, from my friends, and I started reaching out because I no longer could live in that dark place. I could no longer live behind the mask. And so I did the work. I took the journey. And I did what I needed to do to eventually love myself, to eventually regain my self-image, my self-worth, the self-confidence that I was once born with. And so today, the woman that you see before you, strutting her stuff, is a woman who loves herself unconditionally. A woman who is unapologetically me. Flaws and all. Yes, I got a dimple here and a mole here, and that's okay, because you know what? I am uniquely and magnificently made, and I appreciate that. I appreciate my flaws and I appreciate my uniqueness. And this is why my purpose daily, every day, in my business and when I go to my job, my office, I am motivated and inspired to help others to reach their maximum potential, to be their best self. I want everyone to wake up and be on purpose and be truly, truly happy with the person that they are, love themselves inside and out, and do the work that makes their heart sing. And this is why I am the Success Navigator, and I offer programs, books, I speak on it to help you and others to become their best self. So hopefully in my story, because I believe in vulnerability there is power, in my story there's something in here that inspired you, that motivated you, and that gave you the power to be your best self. So once again, this is LaShauna Williams, the Success Navigator, and hopefully your coach and your guide on the journey to self-love. Bye.